Hi, my name is Katy Schwartz, and the story I'm about to tell you is called The Sad Little Second Grader, and it's my adaptation from Christen Andersen's The Ugly Little Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a second grade teacher, and the second grade teacher had the best class in all the land. Everybody said so. But one day, the teacher got a new student from a new school, and he was just so small compared to the rest of the second graders that the teacher wondered if he should be in second grade at all. This little boy also struggled so hard with reading. He was reading at a level E, and that's like a first grade level. In kindergarten almost even. But the teacher knew from pulling him from guided reading groups that he had great potential in him. The rest of the second graders also knew that he could be a great friend, even though he was so small. But one day, when the teacher's class was on the way to lunch, the big, bad principal came marching down the hallway and said, "This little boy should not be in second grade anymore. He is much too small, and he cannot read like all the rest of the second graders." But the teacher just smiled and nodded her head and said, "I think he has some great potential in him. I want to keep him in second grade." So the big bad principal stormed off, not to be seen again. But from that day forward, the rest of the second graders started to treat the little boy differently. They didn't want to play with him on the playground. They didn't want to read with him during independent reading time. They had noticed that he was too small, and that he could not read as well as they could. So the little boy grew sadder and sadder. The teacher noticed this too, and so she pulled him lots of times for intervention. She sent home extra reading passages and books, all the while trying to help this little boy get to read all the time so that he could grow. The teacher never gave up on this little boy. Well, fall turned to winter, and the little boy still had no friends. But over the winter, the little boy worked so hard at home with his parents reading and at school with his teacher reading. So by the time winter turned to spring, the little boy had grown from a level E reading until he was all the way reading on a level M reading level. Now this was just unheard of in all the land. He went from a beginning of a first grade level to the end of a second grade level in just 1 year. But the teacher always knew. She said that he had great potential, and she worked very hard with her student, who also worked very hard to get this little boy where he needed to be. Also, over the winter, the little boy hit a big growth spurt. So now the little boy was the tallest in the class, and he was also the fastest and the strongest in the class. So now that the little boy could read and was the right size to be in second grade, all the little boys and girls wanted to be friends with him. It was just so weird. The little boy didn't even know what to do because he had never had so many friends before. He went from being such a sad little second grader to being the most popular boy in the class. So the little boy had lots of new friends, and he was so proud of all the work that he had done to work on his reading and writing skills. Thank you for listening.